Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is what I wanted to go over with you. We are starting some seeds today. We're going to do our cool weather crops. That means our broccoli, our cauliflower, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. But I was going to show you how we do this. So we have an Amish store that we go to, and we buy the trays. They've got two different kinds of trays, these tall ones, or they've got the real small ones. Then they have these. These make it nice to sit your plants outside, especially for like the farmers markets and stuff. So these just go right down into the tray. And then these are the four, you can see they're breaking off, the 4-packs. So these just go right down in there. So what it does, this does not sit all the way down in that tray. It goes to about right here. So you've got room for water if you get too much water in your seeds or whatnot. So we use Jiffy natural and organic seed starting mix. We also have this is not seed starting mix. This is an organic. It's Miracle-Gro Organic Choice Potting Mix. So this is a good one. You can start seeds in it. Sometimes we'll mix this and this. But we've got a few bags of this, so we're just going to use this. All we'll do is we'll just fill these up. Let's see what I have left here. I think what I'm going to do, this might be my last bag. We've used a bunch of these. So I think I'll go ahead and open up one of these organic ones. And then we'll just do a little mixing of it. Because the potting mix is a little more, I don't want to say it's harder, but it is pretty soft. But what I'll do is this, see it is pretty soft. And the mix is pretty dense. So I'll just put this in the bottoms of these. And then I will put the seed starter on the top. That way the seed is actually in. And I've done this, I do this several times. This ain't my first time mixing this stuff, so. And it's always worked, so I'm not even going to worry about it. And some of you may not want to mix a potting mix with your seed starter, and that's fine. But I'm not going to go to town right now and get more. So, and what I'll do is make sure each of these is about level. You don't want to compact your soil when you're doing seeds. I just go through and make sure they all got about the same amount. And I am pushing it down just a bit. Not too much. Because if you don't push it down some, it'll settle, and then your seeds you'll have a lot less fruit in them. And then what we'll do, we'll come back with the seed starter. So I'll show you, once I get done here, about how far you want to fill them. The reason I do bigger trays also, like I said in my last video, I don't want to have to retransplant seeds after they grow out of the small containers. So I start big, that way I don't have to do that. And these containers here, they will last until it's time to put the seeds in the garden, which will be I usually do not use Miracle Grow, but I will use their organic potting mix. We try to use as much organic stuff as possible. Alright, so as you can see, they're not too full. I left about an inch and a half of space that I will go ahead, and what I'll do is I will put my seeds on this, and then I'll cover them with the seed starter. And this stuff is, I mean, it really is pretty thin. But I know the seed starter has some nutrients in it and some, probably some food in it for the seeds, whatever it needs. It has the peat moss, coconut, and vermiculite. So that's why I said I will go ahead and fill these with my seeds. And then I will put this over. And I'm going past, I got this at Lowe's. I think it was like $5 or $6 for a bag. I'll be going past Lowe's tonight, so I'll stop and get some more. But I want to go ahead and get some things started. So, let me find my stuff here. So like I said in my last video, these are my new seed holders. So I'm just going to flip through here. I'm also going to be starting onions this weekend. I grow onions from seeds. But on onions, make sure you get whatever you need for your place where you live. Like the northern half of the U.S., you need to get long day onions. And the southern part, you need to get short day onions. I got some of each. Alright, let's see. What am I going to plant? In this one, I am going to go ahead I'm going to do a red cabbage, and then I'm going to do a Copenhagen market cabbage. So these seeds I got from M.I. Gardener. So I'm going to do a Copenhagen market cabbage, and then I'm going to do a red acre cabbage. So I do seeds from 2 different places. I do Baker Creek seeds, and I also do M.I. Gardener. So, alright, so, and then I've got these nifty little tags. I will put one down in here, like that, somewhere, like that, and I'll mark it. So we're going to do 3 flats of red, 3 flats of green. So some people will double their seeds up. M.I. Gardener seeds and the Baker Creek seeds, I have pretty good luck with them. So what I will do is, you can see these seeds are very, very small. They're like little round balls. I will just do one seed per container. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 seeds per container is what I do. And I kind of spread them out. That way when they start growing, I can thin them out. So if you can see this, what I'm doing is dropping one and then dropping one in another spot. And make sure you keep track of which ones you've done, because they're so small. I think I did that one. They're so small, you never know. You'll never find them, that's for sure. And then what you can do is, if you catch them early, you can thin them out. And I have had luck in, I don't know if you can see this, but I have had luck in, 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 I have had luck luck thinning these and transplanting them to a bigger pot or their own pot once they start coming up. So that's why I kind of space my seeds out. I'll put one on this side, one on this side. That way when they come up, I can pull one out and then put it in another pot. So this over here, before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and label it. So this is going to be Copenhagen Market cabbage, and this will be heirloom. And I always write if they're heirloom or whatever. That way people, if they want to save seeds, they know they can. And this one's going to be down there. And then I will go ahead I know I have a raised bed in my garden, a pretty good sized one, that it's like my misfit raised bed, because if I have seeds that I don't know what they are, I will plant them in there. And you just never know what they are. I mean, you can tell, you're going to tell like your nightshades, you're going to tell if they're a tomato, or, you know, sometimes you can't tell if they're a cucumber or zucchini, or you can't tell if they're a watermelon or cantaloupe or whatever when they're young like that. So I just started a misfit bed. And I leave plenty of room. I mean, it's a pretty good sized bed. I think it's 16 foot long and 4 foot wide, so it's a pretty good sized bed. Alright, I got a visitor here. Alright, give me just a minute. I'm going to pause you. Alright guys, I'm back. Had a visitor and I did a couple things while my visitor was here, but I did not finish this tray because I wanted to show you what I do. So we left off that I had done all the seeds. So now what I'll do is I'll take my seed starting mix and I will just dump it on here, just by the handfuls. And kind of spread it out a little bit. With the mix, I don't compact it too much. I kind of spread it out, but you don't want to just leave it real loose either. So once I get it pretty spread out, I just make sure they're all filled here to the top. Almost out. So I've got enough on here that they're all filled to the tops here. So now what I do is I just take my 2 fingers and just kind of pat them down just a little bit, not very much. Just to kind of get that way if there's any holes underneath it, it's filled. That way it doesn't settle too much and you don't have a lot on top of your seeds. And some people may say you don't have to do this. I've always done this and I've never had an issue. I even do it on my big pots. And then I just take and fill what I squish down. Now after that, I don't do the squish down part again. Kind of fill the holes that were made when I patted it down. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Now what? Oh, this little cord here. You just don't want your seeds to be open. You want to make sure that there's plenty of dirt over. So now what I do is I've got a jar of room temperature water. You can use a mister. You can use, like I said, I use this turkey baster. And I just go through. And when you use peat moss has a tendency to not let the water drain right away. So I pretty much just kind of go through. Once it gets nice and wet, you're good to go. But at first the water sits on the top. I do have a sprinkler can that has a bunch of the holes in it. It's a small one. It's 4 seed starting, but it broke. So I need to get a new one. But this works just fine. And I just kind of, I make sure I get it really wet. I just go around the edges. And the nice thing is, I mean, if it gets too much water, it'll drain out the bottom. And then, I mean, your seeds are not sitting in the water. I'll just make sure. Make sure here we get enough water on. That's how you do it. So I think these are pretty much watered. We'll check them again later once all the water has time. Sometimes you can pick it up and tell. I mean, you would think there's a lot of water on it, but there's really not. But what I like to see when I first plant my seeds is the water kind of getting down into the peat moss there. So then we need to go ahead and hook up our other grow lights. Probably do that today here in a little bit. And we'll get these under some lights. I just gotta go out in the barn and get my lights. Alright, I think that is plenty of water for now. So this is our cabbage. As you can see, this is our cabbage. So, I did forget to tell you guys, these trays have holes in them, these bigger ones. The smaller trays, the tiny ones, do not have holes in them. So, usually what I do, and I did forget it, I put down paper towel in the bottom of these. That will catch your water. And it will also, that way too, it will keep your seeds moist. Now when these are outside, I don't mind so much the water. But when they're inside, I like catching the water. And I mean, the way they sit on our shelf, they'll just walk. Basically, they would just water each other. But so I just put some towels underneath them, because once they go out to our greenhouse, they'll be sat on our shelves. And the way I do my greenhouse is I just use a hose in it and I just water it. There we go. All right, so that is our seeds. And I'll put this back in here. And these will go on the shelf. Just like that. These were some I did when my visitor was here. This was the, we did cauliflower. Durgis 41 cauliflower. Oh, I want to put my paper towels. And we did the Durgis 41 cauliflower and the Amazing cauliflower. So. Some people I've seen, they do newspaper on the bottom. Some people do, really you can do anything. Some people use towels at the bottom to soak it up. I just use paper towels. So, and these I just want to get watered here. So now we've got our cabbage and cauliflower done, and I've got broccoli and Brussels sprouts to do. So. I always make sure I get around the edges real good. That way, I know they get plenty of water. Alright, that's about it for them. I had watered them a little bit previously. So then these are done. So that is how we do the seed starting in these containers. And these will go to, if we do any farmers markets, we'll take and sell them, but usually we sell out here at the farm store. So we'll just put them on tables outside and people can take the amounts that they want. So, all right. If you have any questions on the seed starters or anything like that, leave a comment below. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up for a like. That gets it into the YouTube algorithm, letting YouTube know that people are actually watching my videos. And also, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. We've got a lot of nice videos coming up. Spring is right around the corner, so we're getting a high tunnel done. We're getting some new animals and stuff like that, so we're excited. So, well, that is all I have for today. We will see you later. Bye-bye.